Today's tech news moves fast, but understanding it shouldn't be hard. That's why Snarful Solutions Group brings you Connecting the Dots, where we break down what's happening in tech and why it matters to you. Now, let's dive in with your hosts.
Imagine capturing a candid photo at a weekend barbecue, posting it online, and then within minutes, an application that someone downloaded straight from the top of the App Store, an app officially rated as suitable for minors, by the way, uses military-grade artificial intelligence to entirely weaponize that image.
It's terrifying.
Welcome to Connecting the Dots, broadcasting live from Snarful Solutions Group in sunny Sacramento, California. I'm Alex.
And I'm Morgan. We basically take the massive, overwhelming stack of tech news, research, and data, and we do a deep dive into the source material to reveal the actual mechanisms driving our world.
Right.
Our mission is to, wade through the complexity so you don't have to, connecting these global trends directly back to your daily life.
Exactly. Today's Thursday, April 16th, 2026. And before we uncover the dark software driving that digital weaponization and the staggering hardware boom that is physically powering it, let's quickly establish today's landscape. Here in Sacramento, it is a beautiful, sunny 68 degrees Fahrenheit with a light breeze of 8 to 20 miles per hour.
Sounds perfect.
It really is. But for anyone listening across the country right now, just a quick heads up, the national picture is actually remarkably volatile. We are currently tracking 495 active U.S. weather alerts, with 355 of those active over land.
Wow, that's a massive system.
Yeah, so if you are commuting or routing shipments today, please check weather.gov to stay ahead of those disruptions.
And those logistical disruptions kind of mirror some of the friction we were seeing in the global markets this morning.
Oh, definitely.
Looking at the financials, the Dow Jones closed Wednesday with a slight dip, down 85.42 points, which is a drop of 0.18%, settling at 48,463.72.
Okay.
But taking a wider view, the Dow is still up 1.30% for the week, so the underlying institutional confidence really hasn't wavered.
Right, and the broader indices sort of confirm that confidence, don't they?
The S&P 500 had a really solid Wednesday, absorbing that Dow contraction and pushing upward. It closed up 44.78 points, a 0.64% gain to close at 7,022.95.
That's a very robust 3.53% increase over the week.
Exactly. And moving into the digital asset space, Bitcoin is holding strong this Thursday morning at 74,929.71. That is up slightly for the day and boasting a 2.56% increase over the week.
All this capital is actively seeking a harbor, and as we're about to see, most of it is flowing into a singular, highly concentrated sector. But first, today's episode is brought to you by Strong Coffee, the premium instant coffee that tastes like a traditional brew, but is packed with 15 grams of protein, MCTs, and adaptogens like ashwagandha. Get clean, sustained energy without the jitters. Use promo code SNARFL for 20% off at strongcoffeecompany.com.
All right, so seamlessly transitioning from those upbeat morning updates to our tech article report, The Morning Star.
Let's unpack this.
Yeah.
We are framing today's three top tech stories around a single through line. We are essentially mapping the invisible engines of the AI boom.
Exactly. From the massive hardware wins physically powering it, to the real-world vulnerabilities, and finally to the dark software that is exploiting it.
So let's start at the foundation with Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, or TSMC. Their Q1 earnings report just dropped.
And it is a blockbuster.
Yeah.
I mean, the financial metrics here are completely rewriting expectations for industrial manufacturing.
What are the numbers actually looking like?
We are looking at Q1 revenue leaping 35.1% year over year to $35 billion.
Wow. $35 billion.
Yeah, and their net income rocketed 58.3% to $18 billion.
That is just a massive win.
It is. But the critical part to understand here, the no jargon explanation, is that 74% of this revenue comes from advanced 7-nanometer or smaller chips.
I feel like 7 nanometer is one of those tech industry terms that gets thrown around so often it just loses all meaning.
Oh, totally. But simply put, these are the ultra-tiny, incredibly powerful brains needed for AI data centers and smartphones.
Yep.
We are hitting the absolute limits of classical physics here.
Right. TSMC is basically like the foundation of a skyscraper. We all stand on the street looking up, praising the brilliant architects, companies like Apple or NVIDIA who design these stunning AI systems. But TSMC is the one in the mud, pouring the high-tech concrete that literally stops the whole AI industry from collapsing.
That is the perfect analogy. And this means the AI tools you use at work or at home aren't just some passing fad.
Yeah.
They are driving the most profitable hardware boom in history. The demand is structurally embedded into our economy now.
But, pointing out that flawless financial spreadsheet is one thing. The physical supply chain actually operates in the real world. You can't just print chips out of thin air.
Yeah, and that brings us to the geopolitical tightrope in our second story.
Okay.
So TSMC's CEO, C.C. Wei, is raising revenue forecasts for 2026.
Good for them.
But to keep up with that AI demand, they are spending a record-breaking $52 to $56 billion on capital expenditures to build capacity.
Wait, up to $56 billion just to build capacity.
It's just this year. But here is the friction. The ongoing Iran war is heavily disrupting global shipping and energy markets, which is driving up the cost of gas and chip-making chemicals, specifically helium.
Helium, like regular party balloon helium.
The exact same element, yeah. But its chemical properties make it irreplaceable in advanced manufacturing. It cools the supermagnets, and it creates the inert environment so the lasers don't literally incinerate the silicon wafers.
Oh, wow.
So why you should care is this. TSMC has a safety stock of helium right now to protect operations, but they are explicitly warning investors that higher component prices are coming.
Are we looking at a scenario where families are going to feel this at the checkout line when buying a new laptop or phone for back to school?
Without a doubt, gadgets and memory-heavy devices might see real price hikes very soon. Geopolitics is directly tied to the price of family tech.
Which is a fascinating and kind of terrifying transition into our third story.
Why do?
Because moving from the hardware enabling AI, we need to look at how the software is being weaponized on the devices we hold every day.
Yeah, exactly. A new investigation by the Tech Transparency Project, the TTP, mapped out a booming underground economy operating in plain sight.
This is regarding the Nudify apps, right?
Yes. These are software applications that use advanced generative AI to digitally strip the clothing off individuals in standard photographs.
Which explicitly violates platform policies. Both Apple and Google's app stores have strict bans against apps that generate overtly sexual material or degrade people.
But despite those explicit bans, the TTP investigation revealed that Apple and Google's app stores are actively pointing users to these Nudify apps.
How does that even happen if they are officially banned?
Through search autocomplete and ads. When investigators typed benign phrases like deepfake, the algorithms actively suggested explicit terms, guiding users straight to the prohibited apps.
And the staggering numbers really back this up. I mean, these apps have been downloaded 483 million times.
It's unbelievable.
And generated over $122 million in revenue.
Right, and about 40% of the apps tested could successfully undress women in photos.
But the part that really highlights the real-world impact, especially for families and professionals, is the ratings.
Yes, this is easily the most disturbing part. 31 of these apps were rated E for everyone or suitable for minors.
Which directly ties into the rising panic over deepfake scandals we are seeing in middle schools and high schools.
Exactly. You are essentially handing unregulated, military-grade AI weapons directly to kids.
And there are severe data privacy risks here too, right?
Huge risks. Furthermore, some of these apps, like One Can AI Replace and Remove, are explicitly governed by Chinese law.
Wait, so any photos uploaded to them?
Present severe data privacy risks for anyone's photos uploaded, because under Chinese national security frameworks, that data can be legally accessed by the government.
That is wild. But if Apple and Google claim these apps are banned, how are their own ad networks profiting from them? I mean, it's like a mall security guard pointing you to the banned item store and taking a cut of the sale.
That is the perfect analogy. The platforms are prioritizing ad revenue and engagement metrics over their own safety guidelines.
Before we wrap up, a quick thanks to Old Glory, an iconic music and sports fan merch store, perfect for the techie in your life. Use promo code SNARFL for 15% off at oldglory.com.
So doing a warm, quick summary of all this, we really saw the sheer economic force of the AI boom with TSMC.
Definitely.
But we also saw how fragile that hardware pipeline is to global events like the helium shortage.
Right. And finally, the urgent need for software responsibility as these AI tools reach the hands of kids and bad actors.
It leaves you with a really lingering, provocative thought to mull over.
What's that?
If AI is fundamentally changing the definition of a photograph on an industrial scale, how long until our legal systems and even our own brains have to entirely redefine what constitutes visual evidence?
Yeah.
Are we entering an era where seeing is no longer believing?
We're here to help at Snarful, so reach out on our website if you have any more questions.
That's a wrap on today's top stories. Remember, tech doesn't have to be complicated. And We're here to help connect the dots. If you've got questions or want to learn more, visit us at snarful.com. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you next time.